While the rebel assault on Muammar Gaddafi's loyalists appears to be ramping up, the battle for control is winding down in other parts of Libya. That has some Libyans wondering about one of the biggest challenges facing them today, how to build a new country. This week, international leaders met with members of Libya's National Transitional Council to help tackle that issue. Their focus, political and economic challenges. Meanwhile, Libyans are struggling to cope without access to basic infrastructure. Piles of garbage have littered the streets of Tripoli, a potential health threat for residents as public sector workers decide whether or not it's safe to return to work. And that's just one of the many challenges facing Libya's new leadership. Hakim Etleb is a Libyan-Canadian man who left his home in Cambrige, Ontario to help out with the rebuilding process. He's been in Libya for the past several weeks. He joins us now by phone from Garion, north of Tripoli. So, Hakim, tell us a bit more about what exactly you're doing.
Well, it's actually south of Tripoli. It's about 90 kilometers south of Tripoli, not north of Tripoli.
Okay.
And there's some sort of vacuum. Actually, all sorts of local government have collapsed during the last few days. So there's an effort right now to rebuild, to recreate some sort of institutions that can administer the area, the local area here. We're talking about a town with about 200,000, a population of about 200,000 people. And an area that stretches around 40 kilometers from north to south and about 20 kilometers from west to east.
So tell us in that area, if you could, what is the biggest need? What are the biggest problems there that you're helping to address?
Well, it looks quite chaotic right now, but surprisingly, I would say all services are running right now. During the first, this area has been liberated, I'd say around 2 weeks ago, and right now most services are back and functioning, as far as electricity, power supply, and water supply, and things like that, and communication lines too, with the exception of internet service.
Okay, so what exactly, you're an IT worker, what exactly are you working on?
Well, it has nothing to do with IT, actually. I have helped at the beginning in some sort of communication, doing some technical work that has to do with communication lines. But right now, what I'm involved in is more toward this efforts to rebuild some kind of local government here. Today, in another half an hour, we'll be having, actually this will be the first meeting. The population here, the people have kind of selected a council of 50 members from all around the area, and they will be charged with the task of creating the executive body that's supposed to start running the area in terms of security, in terms of services, things like garbage collection, medical services, all sort of services, actually.
So let me just ask you, looking at the country as a whole, I mean, you're involved in sort of both aspects of this. What's going to be harder, rebuilding the infrastructure or building these civil society institutions that really weren't there during the Gaddafi years?
Well, I think both, but I'd say the bigger challenge is building the institutions, building some proper sort of government. You know, during the 40 or 41, over almost 42 years now of Gaddafi regime, he has made all he can do. I mean, all efforts to kind of eliminate any kind of civil society here and any sort of leadership. So I think this is the bigger challenge.
All right, well, certainly, as you say, plenty of challenges ahead, and we hope to check in with you throughout the next couple of weeks. Thanks so much for talking to us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
That was Hakim Etleb, a Canadian in Libya.